Hey, everybody. It is our Easter long weekend, and it is still pretty snowy outside here in Edmonton. And so I thought, what better way for me to spend a little bit of this Friday that I have off than to go through some more of this game and watch Kratos descend into the realm of hell in hopes of finding a cure for Atreus. But first, I wanted to quickly respond to one of the questions that was posted after the last video, which was a really excellent one. And I just wanted to take a couple of moments to respond to it. So Kevin Norwood 8782 said, loved your reaction to watching Kratos retrieve the Blade of Chaos. Those weapons are to Kratos what Mjolnir is to Thor or Excalibur is to King Arthur. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the reaction. I could tell that this was like a really pivotal point in the game. So it was really cool to see that. Okay, one of the reasons they're so powerful is that according to their lore, they were forged using and can harness the power of primordial fire, which is one of the most powerful elemental forces, magics in the universe. In Greek mythology, before the gods and the Titans, there were the beings known as the primordials, who were basically living incarnates of the elemental forces. And they literally created the entire universe. In fact, the Titan Gaia, Mother Earth, was a primordial herself. I'm curious to know if Norse mythology had any beings that were specifically referred to as primordials, or would the closest thing be beings like Ymir and Surtur? So yeah, that's a fantastic question. And as always, to respond to that, I'm going to go to the kind of two main primary sources that we can look at. So the Ceres's prophecy in the Poetic Edda specifically mentions how at the beginning of time, there were 9 worlds and 9 giant women. And she says rather, that early in time, Ymir made his settlement and then mentions the sons of Bur, and then it kind of goes on from there. Snorri in the Prose Edda gives us a little bit more detail. So he tells us that at the beginning of time, and this is part of Gylfaginning, the diluting of Gylfi, that at the beginning of time, there was these 2 realms, Muspelheim and Niflheim, which are Niflheim is the really, really cold world, and Muspelheim is the really, really hot world. And then there was Ginnungagap between the 2 of them, gaping void. And it does mention that Surtur, which is the fire demon, is in Muspelheim, the land of the hot, and that says he has a flaming sword, and when the end of the world comes, he will set off to battle and defeat all the gods, burning the whole world with fire. And so he does. He faces off against the god Freyr, which makes sense. I mean, the worst thing for agriculture and crops is fire. So the fact that those 2 would face off against one another in Ragnarok is really fitting. It's what I always tell my students. And then it also mentions Ymir. So Ymir is the other one that was mentioned in this comment, and absolutely, Ymir is really this primordial being. And Ymir exists before anything else, and all the giants are ultimately descended from him. There's a couple other beings who could maybe be considered primordial. There's Auðhumla or Audhumla, who is the kind of primordial cow or primeval cow that Ymir feeds from. So Ymir feeds from this primeval cow, Auðhumla, and it says in the text that 4 rivers of milk run from her udders, and she nourishes Ymir. And then it's asked on what did she feed, and it says that she licked on the blocks of the salty rime that formed between Muspelheim and Niflheim. And when she was licking on these, as you can see in this illustration that I have here from a really late manuscript, 18th century Icelandic manuscript, that a man came out of one of these blocks, and his name was Buri. Buri had a son named Bor. Bor married a woman named Besla. Where she comes from, not clear. We have this whole, we just have to accept that there are so many inconsistencies, as I've talked about in mythology. And from those 2 come Odin and his 2 brothers, Vili and Ve. So Odin's mother is a giantess, and his father is evidently a god, since we know that lineage and what kind of tribe you belong to in the Norse mythological world is patrilineal. So it's been noted by scholars like John Lindau that Odin's very nature represents a common pattern that we see throughout the mythology of gods either marrying or having their way with and having children with giantesses, but never the other way around. So I hope that answers your question. And they're not specifically called primordials, but I think that they're probably the closest beings. So we have, Surtur, Ymir, probably also Auðhumla, and we also have Buri and Bor, and then I think after that we start to get into the Aesir. But Odin, I think, could be considered the closest of the Aesir to primordials in Norse mythology. What happens to Vili and Ve is unclear. They kind of go away after the creation story. All right. So hopefully that answered your question. If it didn't, feel free to ask for clarification. And with that, I think we can go ahead and start talking about the next of the missing files. So again, we left off where Kratos was on his way to Helheim, and he's looking for a cure for Atreus, who has been mortally wounded. He's retrieved his blades. He has literally and figuratively dug up his past. And again, thank you so much for helping me understand the context. And there are some great recommendations that you've given me as well that I will absolutely be checking out to kind of get a better understanding of where Kratos is coming from. That's on my to-do list for this weekend. But for now, let's watch him descend to hell, which is not hell like in the Christian sense. It is hell simply meaning the underworld. Hell is the afterlife. Baldur goes there in Norse mythology. Unlike in this one, he's not a jerk. I was going to say something else, but I don't want to get demonetized. So unlike in this particular game, Baldur is like beloved. Everybody loves him. His death is tragic. It sets off Ragnarok, and they try to bring him back, and he has a place of honor in the realm of hell. So it's not a bad place. It just shares the name with the Christian hell. So it's just the realm of the dead. All right, let's get to it. Helheim. I hope we get to meet Hel.
Is this the bridge Freya spoke of?
No, we're still on the realm travel bridge. We're after the Bridge of the Damned. The dead use it to cross into their permanent home, the city of Helheim. The bridgekeeper who minds admission, he's the one we want. Let's follow this bridge. Should lead us straight to him. I really hope never to see this place again.
Okay, so are we to understand that that's where Mimir was? Before he was kind of brought back in part by Freya. Yeah. In any case, you can let me know if that's right or not, or if I'm way off base in that assumption.
Use the fire of your blades to burn away that hell's bramble blocking the path.
You can see why the Blades of Chaos are helpful in this particular environment.
One of the many reasons we went back for those blades.
These Draugr, can they be Draugr if they're actually in the realm of the dead? Or are they something else?
Oh, this is all wrong. Only the newly dead should be here. There's too many. The gate must be closed, and if the gate's closed, then it's true. Hell's full up.
Oh.
Without the Valkyrie to sort and kill them, hell is overwhelmed. Locked. Now what?
Thank you, Mimir, for responding to my question. Found a way in. Okay, so the Valkyries who choose between, who choose the slain to take to Valhalla, or Folkvanger aren't doing their thing, so hell's overwhelmed. Got it.
When we killed the Reavers near my home, They came here. How did they return so quickly?
Time doesn't move the same between all realms, especially where the spirit world is concerned.
Like the light of Alfheim.
The opposite, in fact. The Lake of Souls feels faster than Alfheim time, but Hell is much slower than Midgard. Sorry, I'm sure that's confusing.
If we will be back to my son all the sooner, that is good.
Ah, aren't you a quick study?
I love the heat. I love that he's becoming a caring father. Like, as the game progresses, it's harder and harder for him to hide that he actually can Atreus.
This Valhalla, is it within Hell?
Oh, no. Valhalla is part of Asgard. Only the worthy dead go there, the warriors who die in glorious combat. Hell is for those who die in dishonor.
Criminals.
Aye, and those dead of disease, mishap, age.
It is dishonorable to grow old.
Well, never too late to go out fighting, I suppose.
Okay, I will stop there and I will say I don't think it was particularly dishonorable to go to hell. We don't necessarily get that sense within the source material. It is dishonorable to go to Niflhel. That is where people who are bad go. But they are right in that growing old, and there was kind of a dishonor in that. And you get a sense within some of the medieval literature of people, of men specifically, who grow old and start to sort of lose control of some of their faculties. They start to stumble, they can't see, and they grow weak. There is a very strong sense of dishonor in that, whereas interestingly, it kind of goes the other way for women. So women, once they are post-menopause and past childbearing age, they start to actually kind of approach the status of men in society and gain further honor. But men, it goes the other way. I wouldn't say hell is necessarily a dishonorable place. It's just kind of a realm of the dead. But Valhalla and Folkvanger, which is where the other half of the chosen slain go, is a special place of honor for those who are going to fight in Ragnarok. And then there's Niflhel, which is where evil men go. But they are absolutely right in that there is some kind of dishonor sometimes associated with aging, and that the most honorable death is to die in battle in one's prime.
That climb there could lead us out if we could reach it.
Killing the Bridgekeeper help the dead leave Midgard.
I don't expect it will, though I don't suppose it will make things any worse either. It'll be one less obstacle for the living to reach the inner sanctum of Helheim. But who'd be mad enough to go there?
I'm really hoping we're going to need hell. Yeah, there's a lot I can say about her.
The Bridge of the Damned. And there's the Keeper, making sure the dead are really dead.
What is that he holds?
That totem contains a powerful source of magical energy, the very power of Helheim itself. But what you want is his heart. Just take it and we can leave.
How?
Start some trouble. You can do that, right?
No, too good. So I'll just pause that really quickly to say like Mautugur means like powerful, and Hellson is supposed to be like son of hell, is what this name specifically translates to. It is hard.
Now the heart, brother. You'll have to get your hands dirty.
It's this bird.
I have the heart. I need nothing more.
You're set. Better not to linger here, though, eh?
Kratos. Zeus.
Zeus?
My father.
Your father was Zeus? Well, that explains a lot.
What is that place?
Never go there. Understand?
How is he here? That is not possible.
It's just an illusion. Hell's known for torturing its inhabitants with their own past. We should focus on getting back to your son.
So I did pull up the part from the Prose Edda that introduces Hell.
Yeah.
Shh. I ain't supposed to be here. It's cold. Real quick, give me your blades.
Why?
Yeah, I said I'd help you, and I aim to. Come on. My equipment's in Midgard. Be right back.
You don't suppose he nicked those, do you?
There. Now they're ready for the winds of hell. Just target this magical glowy bit here with your blades and throw.
Little frost.
Now target that wind trap with your blades. It's that little ball hanging in the middle. See there? Yeah, you can absorb and release the winds of hell whenever it damn pleases. So you're welcome, and I'm leaving. This place is cold enough to freeze a pair of pigeon eggs.
I sometimes wonder if there was once some sort of accident in his brain.
We have been away too long.
Sorry, brother, I'm still stuck on what I heard back there. Zeus was your father?
Not now. We should focus on getting out of hell.
And with that, I cannot argue. I'll just contemplate that little nugget in silence then.
Really hope we meet her. I'm very curious to see how they rate her. Ooh, a Hell Traveler. So was Kratos taking the field now because Atreus is exposed? Again, a lot of
You made it! Better get home to your boy already.
No, we didn't meet Hell. Well, the most important thing is that we can help Atreus now. I'm going to pause for 1 second. So I was all ready to talk about Hell, and I do hope we meet her at some point. So from what we know about Hell, she rolls over the underworld of or Helheim, right? And Helheim is in Niflheim, which makes sense why it's this like really cold region, right? Where only his blades are going to work. So that all like really tracks. Or rather Hel, Hel is actually one of Loki's 3 children. So Loki had 3 monstrous children with a giantess named Angrboda or Sorrowbringer, and as what that kind of translates to. So Fenrir the wolf, we have the Midgard serpent, and then we have Hel. And Hel is cast down. They're kind of all dealt with by the Aesir in different ways. So they bind Fenrir, they throw the Midgard serpent into the water and into the middle of the ocean where it kind of coils around and bites its own tail. And then they cast Hel down into Niflheim, where she is to be the ruler over the dead, the world of the dead. So I'll just read from Snorri here. Again, this is the Jesse Byack translation that I just happened to have on hand. So it says, the Allfather sent the gods to seize the children and bring them to him. When they appeared before him, he threw the serpent into the deep sea that surrounds all the lands. But the serpent grew so large that now, out in the middle of the ocean, it lies coiled around all the lands, biting its tail. Hel he threw down into Niflheim and made her ruler over 9 worlds. She has the power to dole out lodgings and provisions to those who are sent to her, and they are the people who have died of disease or old age. And a little bit about where she lives and what she looks like. She has there an enormous dwelling with walls of immense height and huge gates. Her hall is called El Yudnir, sprayed with snowstorms. Her dish is hunger, her knife is famine, her slave is lazy, and slothful is her woman servant. The threshold over which people enter is a pitfall called Fatlandaforað, or falling to peril. Her bed is named Kur, or sick bed, and her bed curtains are named Blikkjandabol, gleaming disaster. But her appearance, she is half black and half a lighter flesh color and is easily recognized. Mostly she is gloomy and cruel. And when it says she is half black, the Old Norse word is actually blau, from the adjective blaur, which kind of designates sort of like a bluish black, so more of like decayed flesh. So I've seen how she's portrayed in like Senua's Sacrifice. But so I was very curious, and maybe we'll still see her. If not, that's okay. I just wanted to give you a sense of what she looked like, and really like big props to the game makers for their depictions of Helheim, because yeah, I think it really fits very well with what's described in the sources we have.
Shouldn't delay, brother. It's straight back to Midgard with that heart. Finally understand. I'm dangling from the hip of the bloody ghost of Sparta.
Do not call me that.
Oh, don't mistake me, brother. From what I heard, the Pantheon had it coming. It's still a bit to take in. I knew you hate gods, but you really can't stay away from them, can you?
You must say nothing to the boy. He must never know.
Bollocks, brother. Respectfully, bollocks. He has to know. He'll never be whole without the truth. Look, I get it. You hate the gods, all gods. It's no accident that includes yourself. And it includes your boy. You see that? He feels that. He can't help what he is. Can't begin to help it because you haven't even told him. It's all connected, man.
You will tell him nothing.
Very well.
So I suppose that makes Kratos Hell's grandpa.
Hey, so you know that shortcut between realms? Well, I made it better. Or I might have broke it.
We use that.
I know you do. So I took a few cuss from them winds of hell and made it so it ain't just one way. Now you can use it to travel to and from. If I didn't break it.
Then we can take it to Freya.
There's an idea, brother.
Might be some kinks to sort out, but you'll make it.
Just go, brother.
Let's get back to Freya and Atreus.
Well, this isn't right. But close enough. He did say there were kinks.
We must hurry. The heart.
You have it.
Yes.
Back of your hand.
He is still ill.
I can break the fever. But to heal...
He must know the truth of what he is.
Yes.
It is not so simple.
Help me prop him up. Did I tell you that I have a son, too? It's been... forever since I last saw him. At his birth, the runes foretold a needless death. The babe in my arms was so... small. So helpless. I knew right then I would do anything to protect him, no matter the sacrifice. Of course, everything I did for myself. I let my needs, my fears, come before what he needed. And I couldn't see his resentment until it was too late. Don't make the same mistake. Have faith in him. I know the truth isn't simple, but nothing is when it involves your child.
It is a curse. The boy has been cursed.
Don't leave without me.
I will not.
I'm better now.
I see that. Is he well enough to travel?
For now.
It won't happen again. I promise.
You see that it does not. Freya, I will not forget this.
That was really
Thanks.
excellent.
Your father did the heavy lifting. You should stay, recover.
You have done enough.
You know my door is always open to you.
Hey. Ooh. Okay, I'm really getting into the storyline at this point. I mean, I was before, but like even more so now. So, yeah, so things are trying to piece together about maybe some of Atreus' attitude and some things that did come later that I already know are going to be happening. So I do have 2 more parts yet to bridge the gap between where we are right now and where I was a couple of videos ago. So I'll be doing those, and then I'll get caught up and we will go onward from there. But yeah, if you have any questions at all, feel free to put them in the chat. Hopefully I can get Mike to come back and join me for another video if it all works out. It's just very, very hard to get our 2 schedules to align, but he is really wonderful in providing me all of these clips as I am working out trying to play the game for myself in preparation for Ragnarok, which I will be doing after I finish this one up, and hopefully not making too much of a fool of myself. But the story is amazing, and really love what they did here, and hope you enjoyed some of the commentary, and I'll see you next time. Bye.